Welcome to T&N TV Podcast.
T&N TV.
Signing in, and today we're going to discuss a quite an interesting topic. It's the upcoming fight for British Middleweight title between Brad Pauls, the Nuki Bomb, and Denzel Too Sharp Bentley.
Too Sharp.
That's it. So it's a big matchup. It's on Queensberry Promotions. I believe Brad Pauls won the belt last time from Nathan Heaney. And Nathan Heaney was the very same guy who won the belt
That was
from...
a good scrap.
Yeah, that was a really good scrap. Good domestic fight. And Nathan Heaney in turn actually won that belt from Denzel Bentley. So it's this weird little triangle that Bentley gets beaten by Heaney, then Heaney loses the belt and gets beaten by Brad Pauls, and now Bentley and Brad Pauls are fighting it out again for the middleweight belt. You know, what do you think about that fight, T?
I reckon, it should be a good fight. Both can punch. Both will be up for it. Both will be well trained, and they will both be working hard, and they will take the fight serious. And Brad will know the strength that Bentley has, which is he can punch, and Bentley vice versa will know that Brad can throw a good punch too. I reckon they'll both be in shape, and they'll both be on it and ready. So I think the fans will get a good fight.
Yeah, I think it's on a magnificent 7 card, and they're usually quite good by Frank Warren, like Queensberry Promotions. And again, I think the British title, the Lonsdale belt, is a belt that all fighters really want. Nobody wants to lose that belt. They want to hold on to the belt. It's a lovely belt.
Lovely belt, yeah.
And Brad's told us before in the past, and he's even said in public interviews, that that's his dream belt.
Definitely,
He's always wanted to have the Lonsdale belt.
He was gunning for that belt, mate.
This is like 2 years ago. When we interviewed him 2 years ago, he was saying, that that's the belt that he wanted.
That's his favourite belt.
So now that he's got the belt, he probably doesn't want to give it up. So I think he's going to give, his all to defend the belt. And obviously for Bentley, that's like a big opportunity. He wants the belt as well, just so he can be back and sort of get himself back in the mix. So it's a big, massive fight, domestically, that is. And it's kind of also very intriguing from a point of view that they shared a lot of common opponents, such as...
Have they actually sparred together, by the way?
I don't know. That's the thing. We can ask Brad and see what Brad says.
If I had to take a guess, I think they have.
Maybe, or maybe not, because I know Denzel Bentley has sparred Linus Udofia, who he fought he fought him once for the British belt, where Linus lost to Denzel Bentley. But at the same time, Brad and Linus spar all the time. They're stablemates, they're good friends.
Yeah.
So I think, then again, I'm sure Linus will be able to tell Brad a few, inside little tips and tricks. Because he's already shared the ring with Denzel Bentley once, but plus he's also actually sparred him as well. So I think if anyone will know Denzel Bentley inside out, it would be Linus Udofia.
Definitely, yeah. And when they do spar, Brad and Linus, it's a good watch.
Yeah, and I think Brad has it's always a top watch at the Essex Fight Academy. Definitely. Under the watchful eye of their trainer Terry Stewart.
Yeah. So
it's usually really high quality sparring sessions there. And again, Brad has sparred some good people. He sparred Conor Benn as well, I think, for one of Conor Benn's training camps.
And he also used to spar Felix Cash.
Oh yeah, Felix Cash.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Felix Cash was a classy operator. He destroyed a few fighters, I remember, in record time.
He had a fight with Tyler Denny, and that was a Felix Cash coming off a long layoff. You weren't training, you weren't in the gym, and he openly said he had some issues and family things going on. He weren't training, so he weren't in that training mode, innit?
Yeah, and a lot of these middleweights, the British middleweights domestically, they've fought each other already. Like Tyler Denny, you mentioned him. He fought both Linus Udofia and Brad Pauls. He lost against Linus Udofia, but he managed to actually beat Brad Pauls. So a lot of the times it's very unpredictable, this middleweight British boxing scene. Is like a lot of these guys have fought each other, and it's very unpredictable in terms of being able to guess who the winner is going to be, because the results seem to go one way and the other.
Yeah, definitely. They were good, solid fighters, and So
if you had to make a prediction between this Bentley and Brad Pauls fight, what would your sort of hunch be? Like, which way would you lean?
Bit of a tough one to call, I think.
Is it?
The thing is, obviously, I've watched Brad train up close. We've watched him train. We've been in a few of his training camps, and I've watched him. We've watched him spar, and I've been up close with Brad. I've watched him. I've never actually watched Denzel Bentley train or spar, so I've not been around him. I've not seen too much of him, only from his fights. I like Denzel Bentley. He's a good fighter. I like him. So I've never met him.
Yeah, he comes with a good domestic British reputation.
Yeah.
Denzel Bentley's like a sort of a top domestic
Yeah,
fighter.
he's a good guy. I like Denzel Bentley.
And he's been a British
He's a good guy,
champion already. And if he was to win again, he would be like a multiple-time Lonsdale belt holder. But again, like I think personally that Brad's super motivated for this fight because he knows what's sort of at stake. And the fact that Brad is coming off such two good wins, like the first fight he had with Nathan Heaney, there's a good argument to be made that he actually won that fight and they gave it a draw. Mm-hmm. So he had to go out there a second time and he knew that he had to finish the job, meaning he had to knock Nathan Heaney out, which is exactly what he actually did. And once he got that KO knockout victory, I think Brad's coming off of a massive sort of a confidence boost. He believes that he belongs at that level, he belongs in that division. And he, I think, will basically go out on his shield. He will not back down from Bentley. And with Denzel, he's been a little bit more sort of inactive after his loss with Nathan Heaney. And I just don't know, what kind of form he's going to be in. And, how's his punch resistance, how's his desire, all these things. It's hard to me to sort of make a prediction on that. So that's why I just have to give the edge to Brad Pauls because I think he's got the momentum in his, in his corner.
If I had to pick a winner, I'd probably go for Brad. Thing with Brad, we've been there for quite a few fights. So when Brad has someone hurt, he goes for the kill.
Yeah, that's true.
Sometimes he gets a bit too excited and he leaves himself open, but he tries to finish the job off. That's the good thing with him. He will try to finish off. Try to finish the job off. I mean, with Bentley, Bentley's got a punch, and when Bentley has Brad, if Brad gets hurt. Will Bentley be able to finish him off? I'm not too sure, personally.
Yeah, I think Bentley's a more measured because he's quite well experienced. And I think I haven't checked what Bentley's age is, but I think it's in his early 30s. So that to me would basically mean that he's a quite experienced operator, so he doesn't get too carried away. He'll try to get you out if he can, but he won't overcommit and leave himself massively open because he obviously knows that at this level you can get sort of caught.
Yeah, because I think when he fought Linus Udofia, I think he had him hurt maybe one or two times in the fight. I think.
Yeah. I mean, we were there watching that fight quite closely, ringside, pretty much. And
so I think he didn't close it off.
No, and it's true that both fighters, both Linus and I think Denzel Bentley, when they fought each other, they had respect for each other and they obviously gave each other enough respect not to be too wild and sort of take too many risks. But at the same time, as the fight drew closer to the end, they knew that both needed points, they needed rounds.
It was a close fight.
It was a close fight.
It weren't one-sided.
But Bentley did not, he didn't try to finish it. Yeah, he did. Well, yeah, basically it came down to the 12th round, and I think this is when Linus was coming out from the corner. I think, again, the instructions that he got maybe weren't particularly great, simply because in terms of he was told that all he had to do is kind of just bank the round and stay away from Bentley, whereas I think that was the incorrect advice. He should have just gone for that final 12th round. And I think that round, because Bentley was able to win that round in sort of the judges' scorecards, that's the round that swayed it for Bentley. Because going into that final round is basically neck and neck. And again, it makes sense that you want to impress the judges, you want to leave a good impression. It's always important to finish a fight strong. Same as with Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. Bivol may have had the easier going of the earlier rounds, but Beterbiev came good in the championship rounds. And he sort of impressed the judges there where he really made a push. And again, it's, many times judges favour when somebody finishes strong, especially if it's a championship fight for a belt. If you finish the final round strong, then more often than not, you get the benefit of the doubt type of thing, if that makes sense.
Definitely.
It makes sense to save your best work right till the end, doesn't it?
Yeah. So you are going for...
I think Brad Pauls because he's just coming off a high and he does punch quite hard. If he catches you, he can hurt you. Yeah. And once he does hurt you, he very seldomly lets you off the hook.
Brad's got a good engine.
He's got a good engine. He's
trains really hard.
Very, very good trainer. He's going to be very fit. The only dangers with Brad is that if he makes mistakes and overcommits, and the blueprint there is the Ryan Kelly fight, which we remember we were ringside for that one as well. And again, in that fight, Brad was maybe a little too aggressive at times and got caught with some big shots from Ryan Kelly. And again, Denzel is precise. He can punch quite hard and sharp. So being caught by him is going to be bad news for Brad Pauls. Yeah. So Brad needs to be a bit smart and not overcommit early.
I reckon it'll be a good fight.
Yeah, definitely worth tuning in for sure. Domestic fights often, especially for the Lonsdale belt, they always deliver good fights, classics almost. And we definitely look forward to the middleweight picture in the UK. It's very exciting.
If Brad wins, he could be, or the winner maybe, could be a fight for Tyler Denny maybe.
Yeah, that's a possibility, like a rematch, like a rematch with Tyler Denny, or even I've heard rumours that they may have been offered the Hamza Shiraz fight as well at some point.
The winner,
potentially, yeah. So again, it's just one of those things where it makes things very exciting. Now with Hamza he's done so well for himself, Hamza Shiraz, that you would imagine that he's looking at world titles. He's probably not looking at the domestic picture anymore. You kind of think that
actually, Frank Warren, he announced that his next fight will be a title fight. So
yeah. So
I don't think Hamza will fight any of that.
Yeah, so probably not. So but I mean, Tyler Denny makes a lot of sense because again, they have a history.
Like a comeback fight.
It's a comeback fight for Tyler Denny. He's a ticket seller, so again,
I'm sure the fans will support him and try to be there for his comeback fight after that.
And it was a close fight originally. That Tyler Denny Brad Pauls fight was a very good domestic scrap, a close fight. So again, I'm sure
be like a rematch.
A lot of people would love to see that for sure.
Yeah. If not, Brad might want to fight for the European.
That would be the next step up. Obviously, if you won your Lonsdale twice,
I think he wants to maybe win it outright
maybe.
So,
but that's hard to do these days.
It's like three fights. I think.
Yeah, I think 3 fights. Yeah. It's still difficult to do because every time you have a British domestic, like a Lonsdale level belt type of fight, those fights are hard, and you don't see too many people that win the Lonsdale belt outright.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because a lot of people, sometimes they win it, and because of boxing politics, maybe they move on to other things like a European belt, etc., etc.
They might not want to defend it.
They might not want to defend it. So again,
maybe one defense and then move on or something.
Yeah, or even 2 defenses and move on. So it's rare for people to make it a point that I want to win it outright, and then afterwards I want to sort of move on. But
I mean, for the winner, there will be good fights there. So
I think the one fight we're not likely to see is Linus Udofia versus Brad Pauls because they're friends and they're stablemates and things like that. I don't think
they both mentioned that.
The whole Rocky and Apollo thing. They're such good friends. They're sort of always sparring partners, etc. Yeah. So it's not likely.
They should though. It would be a good fight.
Well, Linus versus Brad.
That would be a good little scrap.
To be fair, I think that would probably only make sense if both of them had like a world title. If they both have a world title, then they just do it as as a friends thing. Because sometimes you do get like friends that decide to have a fight amongst themselves, don't you?
Why not? Look at Tyson Fury. He done Del Boy a favour, innit? Got him a fat paycheck on the third fight.
Yeah, he did.
He goes, I'm gonna give my mate, good old Del Boy, a paycheck.
That's it. Then you have that. Sometimes their friends have a scrap, and then they're friends afterwards.
Helping the man up.
Yeah, 100%. That was the case with Adam Azim and good old O'Hara Two Tanks Davis. They seem to be very friendly after the fight.
Yeah, I mean,
and they're very respectful. Yeah, so you do get fights between friends from time to time. It's a business at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's it. So on these thoughts, we're signing out. T&N TV.
Over and out. Make sure you subscribe.
Please subscribe to the channel and leave your comments down in the comment section below. Who do you think's going to win? Denzel Too Sharp Bentley or Brad Pauls, the new key bomb? And let us know.
The new key bomb.
That's it.
Bam.
Bam.